Yo, 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 it's your boy Timbo, and today we're reviewing the Daytona album. Now I know that I'm kind of late, but I just listened to it, and I feel like it's one of those albums that kind of sticks. This isn't one of those fast food albums that just kind of comes and goes, so I feel like people are probably still fucking with it, so, I was thinking, let me just give you my 2 cents on it. Before I go with the content of the album, let's talk a little bit about the cover with Whitney Houston's bathroom with all the drugs in it. People weren't pleased with it. Bobby Brown wasn't pleased with it, her husband. Now, first of all, I can completely understand all of that. If I were, if Whitney Houston was a woman that I have a lot of love for, and she died in the way that she died, I definitely wouldn't enjoy somebody using something like that as the album cover, of course. But at the same time, you are an artist, and I just feel like how much need is there for the album, right? For the album cover. It seemed like Kanye just kind of bought it and just were like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Doesn't sound that great, but at the same time, I don't know what was going on there. If Pusha T really needed that cover for his album because of his artistic vision, then, I can't tell him not to do it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there are always consequences to your actions, and I'm not saying something is a good thing. I'm just saying if it's used for something like art or music, that does make it better than a lot of other ways that picture could have been used. Okay, now the first song is called If You Know, You Know. And I fuck with this song. The beat is kind of up-tempo, upbeat. I didn't expect that. I kind of expected him to come in sort of like the Nas one yesterday, where it's like more dark, more grandiose, more gritty. This one is grandiose. I wouldn't say as grandiose as the Nas opening, but who cares? I really fuck with this one actually. I felt like yesterday I said about the Nas album that the beat was sort of too expected, and that's why I sort of didn't fuck with it as much. This beat did the exact opposite. I didn't expect it at all, but it completely blew me away because the beat was just so good. And Pusha was on his bullshit again. Drug rap, the type of shit you come for when you want to listen to some Pusha. Two memorable lines. A rapper turned trapper can morph into us, but a trapper turned rapper can morph into us. Can morph into Puff. A rapper turned trapper can morph into us, but a trapper turned rapper can morph into Puff. I do not understand that nobody, made a bigger deal about that, because he is sort of directly saying, like, yo, if you're a trapper, you can't become a rapper, but if you're a rapper, you can easily become a trapper, so it's kind of obvious, what's the more respected position to be in, or whatever. And, you got a lot of trapper slash rapper dudes who, do take offense to that, but, whatever, I'm good with it, whatever. Thought it was a dope line. This song kind of reminded me, like, the beat kind of reminded me of songs from, like, a classic from DJ Premier, or Put It On from Ja Rule, with, like, the random just sounds coming out of the sound box. Just random, of course, I can't do it, but just random, almost, random euphoric sounds a little bit. Like, it sounds a little much, but that's how I look at it. I fuck with it a lot. Okay, number 2, the games we play. Funky ass beat. This is you're coming to like Pusha projects to listen to like sort of like clips type songs, Lord Willin type songs. I would say that this one is the one. That's what I would say. It's just more drug rap, like on the intro and all, and most of the album, pretty much all of the album. But it has like the funky ass beat that the clips would always come with back when they were signed to Pharrell. You know what I mean? The song kind of reminds me, like, kind of makes me feel like I'm on a in a JC party with like Pusha, and all of a sudden like Pusha starts feeling himself and starts just rapping rhymes. You know what I mean? He has some dope ass bars. To all of my young niggas, I'm your ghost and your Ray. This is my purple tape. Save up the rainy days. Ain't no stopping this champagne from popping, the draws from dropping, the laws from watching. Of course that's a little shout out to some rhymes on Reasonable Doubt. Politics as usual, if I'm correct. Jay says, can't stop the draws from dropping, the law from watching. I hate him. So this one might be the best one on the album, honestly, just because it's it's subtle brilliance, right? What you had with the old school clip stuff, where it's just like the beat is funky and it's simple, and this guy is just spin bars. Now the third song, Hard Piano, I didn't really fuck with this song that much, to be completely honest. The song is called Hard Piano. There is no hard piano as far as I can consider. There's a piano, but I don't know if it's a hard piano. In the first line, he says something like, if you're gonna date a girl that take pictures, that likes to take pictures, she's also gonna date. She's probably gonna fuck a janitor. I don't know. I don't remember the exact line. It was just like one of those things where I'm like, I don't really understand the line. I guess like chicks who like to take pictures suck. I agree. You know what I mean? He had some dope lines on it as well though. Art bezeling the bezel. Your bust down is bust down, and don't match the metal. That's a dope line. He's finessing, the art and the art professionals. The world famous Tony Williams is on here, just like on the Nas album. He does what he has to do here. He's pretty dope. Rick Ross comes on here, and his verse is just moi. You know what I mean? If you ask me, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just cool. You know what I mean? And I don't know. All these other songs are so top notch that this song just kind of felt. It didn't feel like it fitted with the other songs, and it didn't feel top notch like the other songs. It just had sort of like an emotional, deep type beat, but nobody's saying anything deep, and just nothing is really going on. It's not really connecting, if you ask me. Okay, next song. Now, Forrest Comeback Baby. This song is probably my favorite song on the album. You know what? It is my favorite song on the album. It starts off with a Mighty Hannibal intro, The Truth Shall Make You Free. On the hook, you got George Jackson, I Can't Do Without You. And it switches, right? The beat itself is grimy as fuck, and it's a dope-ass beat. And it switches to the I Can't Do Without You George Jackson hook as, like a get-down part of the sample. And it's dope as fuck. Completely made me forget about the last hard piano song, which to me was kind of a flop. This one makes it all okay, because this is pretty much the best song on the album, if you ask me. A lot of cocaine rap, of course, but also a lot of just really dope bars. They say don't let the money change you, that's how we know money ain't you. That's a really dope line, if you ask me, because anything, in life you should just change a little bit, you know what I mean? So, like, it's okay if money changes you in a good way, you know what I mean? In a positive, empathetic, smart, intelligence type way. He also says, if you go by connections made, I can still climb ladders when complexions fade. I think that's dope because it's sort of like a double entendre. He's sort of saying like, hey, and he's right, because Pusha T is definitely one of those guys who has also solidified his place just by making connections and being a smart businessman. You know what I mean? He's got all these Adidas deals, and he's doing his thing. Last one, I play mythical chairs with these squares. Rich Flair before they was Ric Flairs. Cocaine concierge, longest running trapper of the year. Okay, you know what I mean? This is what the guy does. Also, his entire album is full of Pusha T excellence when it comes to bars. Like, top notch. You can really tell that he took this one as an album, and he was like, I'm only gonna give it my slickest, dopest, Pusha T type bars where which makes you go like, you know what I mean? Number 5 is sort of a West Coast type beat. I would like to hear the game spit on this beat. That's the first thing I thought when I heard this beat. You got 070 Shake on this one, just like with the last one with Nas, probably because it's all Kanye Productions. He kills this hook. He completely kills this hook. This is by far my favorite song on the track. It's a great track. It's just that all the tracks are so good that it's definitely not my favorite. But the 070 Shake kills it. And Pusha T actually gets deep on this one. Talks about his ex-drug associates, ex-manager, people in prison, people who are dead. All the drug shit that you don't, all the bad stuff that you don't like to hear about. That also comes with it, of course. This is actually, if you really think about it, the third song, the third track, Hard Piano. This is sort of what the hard piano does for me. Like, it's an actual emotional song that you can hear that he's talking about some stuff that's real, you know what I mean? And you know, the beat is, say the beat is super emotional, but it's not super upbeat and happy too. You know, it works. It definitely works. This song definitely works. Next song is What Would Meek Do? The beat is grimy as fuck. But except for that, don't really let the title of this distract you, make you think that this is like the song of the album. It's not, if you ask me. It's just, you know, it's one of the great songs on this album. He talks a little bit about Meek on this one. Um, Goes immediately back to drug rapping after that, though. By the way, but he says, Papa Willie and tell the judge to Ekin Yilly. You know what I mean? So he's being on his militant, fuck all y'all type shit, because you know it was a, as far as we know, the Meek Mill situation was a fucked up situation, and you know it's far from the only one, of course. So you know Pusha T talks his shit on this record, and you know who would blame him. Last song is called Infrared, and that's the infamous Drake diss, what led to the whole thing, led to the whole Drake L, losing the beef. Just put like a couple of the lines in real quick. Nigga, the beats is banging. Nigga, the beats is banging. Nigga, your hooks did it. You know, that's from the Duppy freestyle from Drake, where he's like, my hooks did it, my soul did it, nigga, I'm so with it, bloody blah. And he's here. Pusha says, nigga, the beats is banging and your hooks did it. The lyric penning equal Trump's winning. So you know what I mean. He thinks that Drake's bars aren't all that. I think. He says it was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin. So, you know, that's not very subtle. He's saying, fuck you, nigga, you didn't write it. It doesn't make you a real MC. So, you know, that's not a crazy thing to say. Fire outro. The beat is amazing. He has some amazing lines on there. And talks some shit about Drake, which is kind of enjoyable, honestly. You know, because why not? So, this song was dope. Pretty much all of the songs were dope, if you ask me, except for 3. Number 3, to me, I don't think I'll ever listen to that song again in my life. Not because I hate it so much, just because it does nothing for me. It's just not interesting to me. It just has nothing. Maybe later on I'll change my mind. I don't even know what other people think about this particular song. I don't really like it. But except for that, all of these songs are amazing. Amazing. Like, this is an amazing album. I'm kind of upset that the third one is on there, honestly. Because, like, I don't know, I want to give this like a 9. Like, when people say this is a classic, I'm not right now going to say this is a classic, definitely not, but I get it. Like, I definitely get why you would say this is a classic. Amazing beats, top-notch rapping, it actually feels different. This doesn't feel like your normal album. It doesn't really make me think about any album. There are certain songs that make me think about like old school clip stuff and stuff like that. But the album itself is different from anything I've heard up until now. Of course, it's still just hip hop, but it's really its own thing. You know what I mean? So because of that, I'm giving it an 8, despite the one flaw in number 3. You know, that could make the whole album a 6 if the songs weren't as good. But this album is just so fire. It just gave me the whole thing screamed just, you know, an 8 for me when I was listening to it. I guess an 8 minus to be fair to other albums that I'm gonna review. So okay, an 8 minus, and that's what we'll do. You know what I mean? 8 minus. Okay, you guys, what do you guys think about it? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, check it out. Peace.